Hello, wrestling fans. It's Monday night, and you know what that means. It's time for the Wrestling Fan Insights Raw recap for June 5th, 2023. To open things up, we had a little promo segment inside the ring. Seth freaking Rollins has a little bit of a scuffle with Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest, which ends up leading to a main event match. Seth freaking Rollins will defend the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. To open the match off, we have the women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. The man, Becky Lynch, defeating Sonya Deville. Becky Lynch now solidifying her spot in the Money in the Bank PLE, happening there in London, England. We go backstage where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens try to get yet another interview, but Imperium still tries to be a thorn in their side. Things were getting almost to the momentum of KO and Sammy, but Gunther decides to throw his weight in. It ends up leading to where KO and Gunther has words, and it turns into a challenge into being the next match of the night. Unfortunately for Kevin Owens, Gunther gets the slight edge victory with a roll-up. 1, 2, 3. Gunther walks away the victor. And if that wasn't enough, Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci still want to cause some ruckus as they then go on backstage to interrupt Matt Riddle's interview time. Unfortunately, the mouth of Ludwig Kaiser kind of got the best of him. Matt Riddle shows a more serious side, dominates both men, puts Giovanni Vinci in an ankle lock, and who knows, are we going to end up seeing Matt Riddle eventually challenge Gunther for the WWE Intercontinental Championship? Or is he just going to take on the two little bullies for Gunther? Who knows? Moving on to the next segment, we have the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions being interviewed. Just throwing out a little challenge to anyone. And who steps up? The newcomers of Katana Chance and Caden Carter. After a little bit of mockery from the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, they decide, what the hell? Let's give them a match if Adam Pearce approves. Adam Pearce does approve. We see this match happen next. Unfortunately for the newcomers, they just came up short, as the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions just showed they were a little too much. We see the hands raised of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. But then we move on to a little bit of backstage segment where Ricochet, Bronson Reed, and Shinsuke Nakamura seem to be talking trash to one another. We move on to back out to the ring. There's a nice little match between Ricochet and Shinsuke. Unfortunately, it became a no contest thanks to the interference of Bronson Reed. We go into a little bit of a recap of what's been going on between Alpha Academy, Valhalla, and the Viking Raiders. And it just looks like we're going to see another match here shortly with the Viking Raiders and Alpha Academy. But also, looks like we're going to get a little bit of a tease, having Maxine Dupree take on Valhalla. So this will be interesting. Stay tuned. This will be a match we all might be looking forward to. And of course, it wouldn't be a segment without everybody's must-see TV, Miz TV. He has special guest Cody Rhodes. Unfortunately for the two, enough words were exchanged, just enough for the Miz to bring out a second guest. Yes, unfortunately, it was Dominic Mysterio with Mommy Rhea Ripley. It ended up being nothing but a nice war words between the two, great insults exchanged with each other, but it's definitely looking like we now know Cody Rhodes' next opponent unless Brock Lesnar gets the cojones to step up. So, be looking forward to Money in the Bank. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, taking on the prison boy, Dominic Mysterio. In match number 5 of the evening, we see yet another qualifying match for the women's Money in the Bank. Zoe Stark gets her victory over the veteran Natalya. We are now seeing 3 entrants going into the Money in the Bank PLE in London. So far, we now have Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, and Zoe Stark. We then see Paul Heyman cut a little bit of a promo, guaranteeing, well, not guaranteeing, not promising, but making a spoiler that Jey Uso will definitely join his brother Solo Sikoa, and reuniting with the Bloodline. And in a little bit of a bummer news, we were hoping for a tag team match between Indus and former Raw tag team champions Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Unfortunately, that match never became, as Indus just totally decimated the former Raw tag team champions before the match could even start. However, we then go on to the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth freaking Rollins manages to retain over Damian Priest. However, post-match, we see a little bit of a stare down between the champ and Finn Balor. Who knows? Maybe we're going to see Finn Balor and Seth Rollins too. Maybe this will be a little bit different. Who knows? I would think Seth would actually retain against Finn Balor this time. But who knows? Maybe Finn Balor has enough in him to regain a title that was kind of wrongfully taken from him due to injury. So stay tuned. I'm sure we're going to see a great storyline between these two. And that is Wrestling Fan Insights Raw Recap.